are you, Traci?
Mike Epps. It is an honor. It is an honor. I'm doing good. The question is, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy that I have a book to show to the people.
Oh yeah, no. This is your heart and your soul put on paper. And I happened to get a chance to read this, and I just wanted to say thank you. I'm gonna tell you thank you now. We know today the book comes out today. Today, the book launches today, so many people have not had a chance to read it. We all know, everybody knows all the movies you've been in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we can run your bio down, and it's quite impressive. And we know you're getting ready to do your thing with Oprah too, right? Am I correct? Are you getting ready to do something?
We was gonna do the Richard Pryor movie, but I don't know what's gonna happen, but.
Got you.
Yeah.
Well, I said that as a setup because we all know your bio,
yes,
but I'm impressed with your bio. I'm impressed with your work.
Thank you.
But I want to talk about Unsuccessful Thug because this is the real deal.
Thank you.
I want to talk about, first of all, what is Unsuccessful Thug?
Well, Traci, I came up with that Unsuccessful Thug because I was unsuccessful at it,
Yeah.
I tried working jobs. I worked a lot of different jobs and couldn't really hold a job. But my environment was a place that introduced to me a lot of different things, and there wasn't a lot of great role models in my neighborhood.
Right. And where'd you grow up at?
Indianapolis.
Okay.
I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Right. And what everybody knows it as?
Naptown.
That's what I'm saying.
They call it Naptown,
right?
Yeah.
And what I appreciate though is Naptown is really about a struggle. It's about particularly you talk about it. The times had changed. People had really nice houses.
It did.
Yeah, at one time, and then things changed. I think the economy shifted and poverty
Like in all of these cities.
Absolutely.
All of these cities. These ghettos that we lived in were once nice neighborhoods.
Right.
And like you said, time changed.
And then I see your mother. I envision your mother, being a woman of 10 siblings, right? And I'm having to hold it down. And here you come. Yeah. And here comes Cheney.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna read about Cheney, that little brother. The two of them, a hot mess.
Yeah.
So tell me about you and Cheney.
Well, Cheney is one of my 7 brothers that I have, but he's right up under me. Right. So when you have a bunch of brothers and sisters, it's either the one up under you or the one right up over you. And you right in the middle. Y'all kind of share everything together. You don't really get to share the growing up experience with your older siblings because they older and they moved on, and when you have little ones, they just not where you at. So that was me and Cheney's relationship, is that we had a special bond inside of the whole family because we were right in the middle.
Right. But that bond, you stayed in a lot of trouble, and that's what that's what people need to know, that you're honest about being in trouble. You're honest about trying to get those Jordans, right, and trying to trying to make ends meet. But tell me about the trouble with the teachers calling your mother all the time.
Yeah. Well, I think that I used to I thought about it. I said, I remember when I was young. And it was a teacher named Miss Sierra. She tried to get my mother to put me on Ritalin,
Right.
And my mother wouldn't let them do it. At first, she wouldn't let them do it. And when they did try it, they stopped giving it to me because I outsmarted them. I act like I was taking it and I wasn't. So I was still who I was. They was like, this dude is crazy because he's on meds and he still ain't nothing calming him down. And I started thinking about it. I said, man, if you eat 3-4 bowls of cereal of Captain Crunch before you go to school, you're going to be jumping off the walls.
Right. And then you being in a school that's predominantly white.
Yeah.
Right. So you're the...
at first I went to all black schools
Right.
until the segregation came, the busing, and then I went to a white school as a teenager, but being from Indianapolis it's a segregated city.
Right.
It's just white and black. People on the East Coast, on the West Coast, they have opportunity to meet all different cultures of people, but when it's just black and white, it's hard, because you really feel it. It ain't like you can't, when you black in a segregated city like Indianapolis, it's predominantly white, you can't share that struggle with no other race but you. You the only one. It's like it was either black or white, so whatever came on the black side is what I felt.
But I think just looking and reading, I think all these experiences help make you the man that you are, the man that we've watched grow on film, and on the stage. And when you're on that stage, it's almost like you are fearless, you are Superman. But the reality is there's a lot of pain. You talk about the pain.
It is.
Yeah, the pain. Talk to us about how you use the pain to make people laugh, to do your craft.
Right. Well, I think that, it's a therapy for me to be able to talk about something that I'm in pain about, and you laughing about it.
Right.
Because if I can make you laugh about my pain, it makes it easier for me to deal with, because someone is laughing at it, and they don't know if I'm telling the truth or not. It's a joke
for them.
Right. But when the laugh stops, it's like it's back to reality for me.
And you have to feel that. You say, this is what Richard Pryor knew. Comedy comes from pain, and more pain you fought through, the funnier you can be. And that's deep. And the reason why I bring that up is because I go back to the beginning of you growing up and being that unsuccessful thug and doing some time in jail, right? You spent some time in jail. Keep it real.
A couple times.
Right. What was that experience like?
People in the world don't, if you walk through some of these jails and some of these correctional facilities in America, you'll see all kind of young guys that have no business in there, because for a long time, jail became a badge of honor for young black men in the ghetto, and because I think we had to find a way to glorify our failure. We had to glorify the fact that we've been gone, and we glorified that with our stories, with our look, lifting weights and looking good and coming home, and everybody miss you, and you back on the scene, and you back with your clothes and you fitted again, and you back in the move. It was something special about that in the hood to young black men.
I call it the seduction factor. We talk
It
about
is
this,
that.
right? It's almost kind of sexy. It's very
wow.
It seduces you, and I think that's what I got from the book, that you realize when you got there. And you thought that was the badge of honor because you saw the men on the corner whom you thought were, the big men.
Heroes.
Right, the heroes, because they had the cars and the houses.
That's right.
Again, it was a seduction. But somebody said something to you that you really didn't belong there. You didn't belong in jail, right?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, there was a guy named Swift from Indianapolis. Career criminal, you know what I mean? And he used to rob everybody. And he caught me one time, and he said, I'm gonna take your shit now. And I was like, Swift, I know you the OG. He said, okay, I'm gonna take your shit. He said, but I'm gonna give you something I'm gonna trade you with something. I'm gonna give you something that you really gonna need. That's gonna last you for the rest of your life. I said, what's that? He said, you got to be born with this.
Okay.
He said, these streets ain't for you.
You got to be born with this.
You got to be born.
But you got to go
this.
back. You can't. No. That's a jewel right there. I talk about passing pearls and sharing the pearls, particularly when I'm sitting down with amazing women. But we're going to talk about you passing the baton, because he said you wasn't born with this.
Said you wasn't born with it, and never understood what he meant, And I figured it out. I said, you can't tell a false story in your life, and you can't make up something. You have to actually literally go through it.
You gotta live it.
You gotta live it. And that's what
grit.
he was telling me.
Is that the grit you talk about? You gotta have that grit. When you get up on that stage, that's that grit. And the harder we laugh, the deeper the pain. But he recognized that, and it's almost like he saved your life.
He did. He was one of the guys that, one of many that said something to me that stuck. And one thing that I realize about kids is that you think they don't listen. But they listen, but they store it.
It's back into processing.
Yeah.
It's the process, right? It's
process.
that process. And then they kind of regurgitate. They let you know it when they let you know it.
Right.
Okay.
And it always shows up in they darkest moments. All the teachings they collect shows up in their life in their darkest moments. Everything they ever heard their mama tell them from right and wrong shows back up. And that gets me to you being so successful, but your success wasn't driven to from wanting a career to be successful as an actor. Yeah.
It was about what? It was about survival. You talk about you just wanted to survive.
It is, and having a low self-esteem and been through hardships, it humbles you in a way where you can never be on a power trip. Because you never have room for one, because you've always struggled.
Right.
And struggle, it just won't allow you to power trip,
And then you talk about forgiveness. I mean, you hit me when you start talking about forgiveness. It's almost like that muscle. You say the good news is that one sin isn't bigger than the other. Forgiveness is a powerful thing. To be able to live with yourself through forgiveness is a strength in its own right. It's something that you have to go through to work out, just like a muscle in the gym. You've been through some things to be able to write that.
Yeah.
You've been through something. And I think that's what this book is all about. And I think your book is so timely, as we were talking about. Given the climate, people, we're looking at our administration, right? And I make no secret about it. Our administration is really about creating their own legacy and creating their own wealth. And we better take note. Yeah. And we better learn. We better tell our story. Tell the Mike Epps story. Write down your journey and pass that baton and pass those pearls. And Mike, I wish you nothing but success. I need you to get back in the penitentiary. I know you talk about going in the penitentiary and then talking to that young man, but we need more of that. And we thank you so much. And you know what?
Oh, thank you.
We got a bestseller on our hand right here.
I hope so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
It.
All right, you got folks waiting for you. We're here at the Strand in Manhattan on, 828 Broadway at the Strand, and Mike is about to go downstairs because he got folks waiting for him. So we are honored, we are blessed, we are humbled to be able to sit down with you. Go get your book, Unsuccessful Thug by Mike Epps. This is my copy. Okay, this is my copy. Yes, it is, because see, I read my copy. I read mine. Go get this copy, pick it up, and learn something, and learn how to live. Mike, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
All right, you ready for this tour?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Thank you.
You guys get ready for this book tour.
All
We
right.
good? I see a smile over there. I got a smile right there. Okay.